Another episode of Success Never Sleeps, sponsored by My Studio, Kids Love Life Skills, and LC Accounting. Hey, Brannon Beliso here. Are you living your best life? I want to welcome you to another episode of Success Never Sleeps. It's 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on the West Coast. Beautiful San Francisco, California. I want to welcome you to the show. We got lots going on. We got lots of questions, and I love that people are participating. We've gone back to our original format of just Q&A. And with the Q&A, it helps create free thinkers, thought leaders, critical thinkers. That's really the goal, right? Isn't that the goal? I think that's the goal, don't you, K1? Let's talk about our sponsors. Let's say hello to all our sponsors. And who do we have today? Who do we have? Hey, well, yes, our sponsors are My Studio. My Studio. Look at that. Boom. We have Kids Love Life Skills, and we have LC Accounting. Very grateful to have the support of my sponsors as always, because it allows us a unique opportunity to be able to speak freely, and I never get censored by them. I get to say and do what I choose to do, and that's powerful for me. You know, I've been talking a lot about the small school owner, about my purpose, how I'm repositioning myself and moving in a direction to change our industry that's going to be grassroots. It's groundbreaking. It's definitely a refined passion and purpose of mine. I have a lot of clarity now. I recognize I can't change the old guard, right? I can't change the big dog. They're going to do what they do. They're fat cats. They're comfortable. And rock and roll, man, they earned it. They freaking earned it. If I'm running around with 14 locations and I've got real estate investments and a portfolio, and I've been doing this for 20, 30 years, you know, who cares what Brannon Beliso says? I get that, right? They're bigger than me. They make more money than me. See, I sit in the middle of this crazy pack, right? 2 schools, 2.15 million. So we do it in a very unique way. What I love about my positioning is I'm all about helping the small school owner. You know why? Because in many ways, I am still a small school owner. So I think I'm really in tune with you. I'm right at the pulse of what you do. And for me, that's something I can get behind. That's something that I believe I can offer. And it's really powerful. Cool. Let me see if I can adjust this picture, because there you go. I want to be able to see everybody. I'm not able to do that, but let me say good morning to everybody that's here. Man, we got Marco, Jason, Don O'Neill, Success Martial Arts. I got Believe Martial Arts. I got Focus Martial Arts, and Dynamic all the way in Australia. What's up, my brother? How are you? Grandmaster, how are you today, Grandmaster, sir? Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that kindly. So that's my purpose and plight. And I've just been very, as I witnessed so many schools being closed. Now, we know across every industry, 25% have closed, completely closed. In our industry, the number I got recently was 50%, 50. 50% of our industry is gone. Well, guess who that 50% is made of? The small school owner, right? And it's just like the way things are set up throughout the world. What, 1% of the population makes like 90% of the wealth? It's some really gross number. Our industry is no different. The majority, the 90% of small school owners, are the minority when it comes to making wealth in the martial arts industry. So if 90% are small school owners and that 90% are not making money, it's mainly the franchise, the bigger groups that are making that type of revenue. Hey, what's up, Sensei Mish? What's up, Virginia DeYoung? Journey Martial Arts. And so I have a deep passion. As I shared, I'm a 3rd-generation small business owner. My grandmother owned coffee shops in San Francisco, which I worked in as a child, sweeping with a broom until I got older and I could help do other things. My father's owned a martial arts school for 53 years in the same location. I've owned several businesses. Hang on. I've owned several businesses, and I've owned martial arts schools for 20 years. I believe America is made up of small business owners. That's what built this country. That's why people come here, right, to live their dream. We have a great neighborhood in San Francisco called North Beach, and it's got mom and pop Italian restaurants that have been there, some of them since, post 1906 earthquake. I mean, really crazy, right? All these really rich in culture and history and unique recipes. I couldn't imagine going to that neighborhood because they're all gone now and there's nothing but an Olive Garden for people to define what is Italian food. You feel me? Imagine I live in Millbrae and we have amazing Asian restaurants. It'd be really, really sad if the only thing that's here is Panda Express. Now, don't get me wrong, I like the orange chicken, but it'd be very sad. And the same thing with our industry. When the day's done, what are we going to be left with? Right? That contract driven sales script martial arts school that's all about closing the deal, who spends more money on and time on teaching people to sell versus cultivating relationships. No, no way. It's not going to happen. So I have a deep passion and purpose to helping this small school owner. And I've posted a number of videos. I'm going to continue to do so. The first one I shared is that you got to write a business plan. Please write that business plan. There's three main components that really help you. The first one, defining who you are, why you're here, why your products are unique to your community, and how they serve the demographic. And you show that need, right? So it helps you really shine that up, a lot of clarity. The second part is where you do your projections, your P&L, your expenses. What are you going to make the first year? What are your expenses? When do you break even? When do you become profitable? What is your breaking point, to where you're at that level of critical mass? And then the third section was a SWOT analysis, right? Strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What are your opportunities? What are your threats? Because I know, because I work with so many businesses, that most of you have never written a business plan. Put in there, take ownership right now. Hashtag never wrote a business plan. Put it in there. Because even if you're open, you've been open for 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20, I would love you to go back and write a business plan. We are fundamentally doing that right now. Letitia and I are crunching our numbers and we're looking at things in a much different way, right? Because we're a new business. Pre-pandemic, we did birthday parties. Pre-pandemic, after school. Pre-pandemic, indoor classes, right? Right now, we don't have any of those. So we're fundamentally a new business. So we're actually analyzing, is after school really that profitable after all expenses are done? Are birthday parties really that profitable? And what would it take? Where would we have to raise our rates to make it extremely profitable? Here's my take on that. I do a group class. Let's say 30 kids, and let's just use a number, $20 per kid on the mat, right? And so that's $600. Do I make $600 an hour doing a birthday party? I don't know. We do a 2-hour birthday party for $550, and that's our high end. So no, we're not. And of course, in both situations, once you pay your team and your taxes and your operating expenses, what do you really profit? And for us, we make the most money when we're teaching classes, group classes. So what would that look like, right? Because our prime hours are fundamentally what? 3:30 to 8:30, right? Those are our prime hours. What would that look like if we're actually can push our prime hours all the way to like noon, hypothetically? And so at noon, I'm doing a virtual class at 6 o'clock in Germany. What would that look like, right? Or let's say I'm doing a 12, what's the time difference? Let's say I'm doing a 2 p.m. class here in California for our excellent kids, 4 to 6-year-olds on the East Coast. What would that look like? So I think there's a lot of potential there as long as we can promote those values and really do that. Really do that. What are you saying no to, Letitia? I see a no. No. So we're analyzing all of that because it's a new day. And I think what's hurting a lot of small businesses is I am going to wait until things go back to normal. They're never going to be normal. It'll be a different normal, but it'll never be the normal that we've known because we've never been through a pandemic. So there's going to be a lot of different things that come out of it. As we know, 8 million more people went into poverty in this quarter. So there's a lot of things happening that we are not in control of. So write that business plan, okay? Second component was profit first. Letitia and I, she's my bookkeeper. She runs and owns LC Accounting. We're super, 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 super passionate about profit first. In a nutshell, you get P&Ls at the end of the month or P&Ls every quarter. It doesn't make a lot of sense to you. I know it doesn't. But I do know all of us collectively look at our bank accounts once a week, right? So in that, fundamentally, you set up 5 accounts. Income account, number one. And I want to let me double back. Let me double back. How many of you? Hey, Adam, all the way from the UK. We got the UK. We've got Australia in the house and people from all over the United States. I love you, disruptors. I love you guys. Look, I'm wearing my shirt. See that? Who's got a disruptor shirt? How come you guys haven't taken pictures and posted it? Anyone with a disruptor shirt, this new cool one, limited edition, really soft and cuddly, put it on. So I think the big thing with that, and I want to pre-frame that, how many of you keep one account for your business? Just one. Put hashtag I do. Come on. This is group participation. Hashtag I do. Yeah, Sensei Mish, that's a very good point. And we feel the same way. Some do birthday parties to bring in more students to make up the loss of money for the party. We all have felt that way. We have all thought that way. But if you look at the product we deliver for our birthday party, it's A. It's A rated. It's way up there. I think we should be paid top dollar for that. I absolutely do. Make sure K1's not talking to me. Cool. All right. So see, one has nothing to do with the other. It's kind of like our martial arts industry. I share that. I will not speak anywhere in our industry ever again unless I am paid. Okay. 10 years ago, when I started that game, I'm happy. I spoke in kindergartens, halfway homes, jails, anybody that would listen to me. I'd stand on a soapbox on a street corner to cut my teeth, get my message, refine my speaking skills. Today, I've spoken at Harvard. I spoke at Stanford, which I got paid very well. I did Facebook, Lululemon, Microsoft, and I get paid. And there's no reason why we shouldn't get paid. Well, the premise in our industry is when you come to an event, what you fundamentally do, I can get new clients. That's the premise. I understand that, but I'm still bringing value. I'm still bringing knowledge and learning. And I learned that when I went to the Cookie One last December. They paid me well. They paid for my plane ticket. They paid for my hotel room. They paid for my meals, and they paid me. And they gave me a driver and a limo and took me around and showed me Korea. Very wonderful. When I went to Germany, same thing. When I spoke in Germany and I did a 2-week tour, I got paid well. So I think that needs to change, and I'm going to step up and lead. So any speakers here that speak on the circuit in the martial arts industry, are you willing to stand with me? Are you well? And I'm putting this out there because I've gotten crickets. Nobody has even said a comment about this. Nobody, right? Some of the top speakers I know well have seen this, and none of them say anything. Someone's got to change the system, and I'm a disruptor, so I'm willing to do that. So when it gets back to birthday parties, I want you to really think about that, okay? Just really think about that. We were charging $550 for birthday parties, and if we choose to do them again, once things are in the new norm and we're wide open, we're going to reevaluate that because we bring a lot of value to birthday parties. And I've taken my kids to most different party venues in our community and within a 10-mile radius. And what we do is heads and tails above all of them, all of them, all of them, all of them. So why not do both, Sensei Mish? Why not get potential new leads from it as well as give them the best birthday party experience? Now, just to finish that up, the reason we do so well with our birthday party, Sensei Mish, because we never use it to sell martial arts classes. It's about the kid's birthday. It's his party. We highlight, spotlight. He's the center of attention. And we never sell anything at a birthday party in a way of classes. So that's also something we do very different. That makes our parties so popular. Okay, so you have one account, and that's okay. That's okay, right? When you start out. So going back to the profit first, you have this one account and you look at it, all that money in there is not yours. It is not yours. It's broken down into 5 different accounts. First account is income. Second account, taxes. Put your taxes, that's not your money. Take that money right away. Put that in there. That way you're not sweating it when quarterly taxes come up. I watch so many people going, I don't know if I have enough money to pay my quarterly taxes. Well, you should be taking out every 10th and 25th. You should be taking out money and putting it in there. Third account, owner's compensation. If you're not making a livable wage to take care of your own personal expenses, then you have a hobby business. Okay. Fourth account, profit. Even if it's $1, put something in it on the 10th and 25th because you're conditioning your mindset to become a profitable business. And last, expenses. That way you stay within your budget. I fund those other accounts first, and the last one is expenses. Cool? So that's profit first. The second thing I shared with you that I posted is that I think it's really, really important that you cultivate your brand. People that are here now, talk to Marco, talk to Don, talk to Virginia. You have a professional brand that competes with the big boys, right? If you could brand like Apple, well, I don't have the money. It has nothing to do with money. It has to do with creativity, right? I'm not Nike. No, you're not. But can you borrow from Nike and understand that a purpose statement like just do it can last for 50, 60 years and really create a culture and a tribe that gets behind it? You think people wear Nike, because they understand what goes into the rubber of the sole? No, they don't. They wear Nikes because they identify with being action taker. Just do it. Okay. So that's the first things that I posted. And the next one was systems. Got to start writing systems and processes to replace you. To replace who? You. Because you were all in a very vulnerable position if we're a personality driven business. You get sick or hurt, your business is gone in 3 to 6 months, right? Be honest. Be honest. If you got sick or hurt, the majority of people that are small business owners, not only martial arts, but across the board, their business is gone. And people are experiencing that now in this pandemic. Cool? All right. All right, K1. So I just want to get people up to par on that. Let's move into asking some of those questions. And hey, did you share this? Everybody share this? Make sure you share this right now, live while we're doing this, because we're going to pull a winner at the end. And the winner gets what, K1? They get a coaching call with me. My coaching calls have helped so many businesses, dentistries, wellness centers, restaurants, because when you've got that voice of reason, somebody that's not personally attached to your business, I'm a data-driven guy. And I live on the edge of disruption and innovation. I don't care what somebody did 6 months ago or what they're doing today, because even with technology, we know that changes really fast. Same thing in our industry. Dan Kennedy said it well, who was a big sales guy, but this statement he said, I really dug. Find out what your industry is doing, do the complete opposite, and you will succeed. So those calls with me, I think are discovery calls, and we explore together and we do these different things. And ultimately, ideas are free. But what resonates with you at a heart level is the ones you'll take action on. Cool? All right. So that's what we're giving away today. Did everybody share? You share this? Cool. All right. K1, give me the first question. What creative way can I bring my team closer together? We used to have monthly team meetups, but have not anything like it since the beginning of COVID. I'm going to say this. For us personally, I haven't seen most of my team for the past 2 to 3 months. And that's the God honest truth. Other than on a screen, Nicholas, or something like that, we don't. We're running with a crew that gets it. Long time ago, they've all made commitment to what we do and our purpose. So we're running at a very high level right now. We're running intuitively. And that's when you've got a team that's just badass. They're badass because we get each other. Like yesterday, TJ came to Millbrae and he was there to teach some one-on-one privates because we can do one-on-one there. And he did some virtual. And he said to me, hey, can you fill up the anti-static fogger and I'll spray when I'm done tonight. And even though he's not in Millbrae all the time, it allowed me to go home early and I didn't have to spray down the school at the end of the day. And he did it for me. I didn't have to ask him. Nicholas, I didn't even ask him. He asked me to fill up the fogger so he could spray. And he's not even been in Millbrae consistently for months and months now. See, so it really goes back to the beginning, Nicholas. When we started out, and of course it was pre-pandemic 20 years ago, I remember my first company dinner. You know where it was? It was in one of our kickboxing instructors' apartments, and we ordered Thai takeout food. It's really the smallest of things. A text, Nicholas, maybe a group Zoom. We'll do core team meetings when people start getting it's like the hard drive on a computer, right? It starts doing this. And you got to defrag the hard drive to bring everybody back. So we'll do core team meetings. Slack has been powerful for us. I believe what keeps your team together is the little things. When you write an email, make sure you put it, like I have Mrs. Delacruz, TJ's mom, and I will never miss saying, hey, Mrs. D, good evening. And I finish it with thank you. That keeps me connected to her. Anytime I write an email and I don't say her name, which is very disrespectful, I don't say thank you, which is very disrespectful, I know it doesn't sit well with her. right? It doesn't. So you begin to learn how your team behaves. So I really believe the connectivity I'm trying to share with you, Nicholas, needs to be organic and native and something you do constantly, 24/7, 365, with lots of thank yous, with good morning. And definitely, Nicholas, knowing their life outside. Like I had one of my counselors lost his wallet the other day, and he was so distraught, in our distance learning camp. And I said, well, did you leave it here? Did you, let's, backtrack. And I was genuinely concerned. And he knew that. And when he got home, he called the school and said, oh, I left it at home. I left it at home. And he let us know that. See? And then I told him the next day, I'm so glad you found your wallet because I felt really bad. So it's that type of presence of mind, Nicholas, so people know that you care. People know that they're important to you. So it's a constant thing, sir. It really is. I can't say that enough. Let me look at the questions. We got some stuff going on here. Sensei Mish, how do you notify a student of a Zoom meeting info for regular classes? Do you keep the same meeting ID? Yes, we do. What if you lose a student? Do you change the ID? No, we keep it the same, sir. I mean, we monitor our classes. So we take attendance in every class. And if somebody shows up that's not an active member, we have a system in place, Sensei Mish, to do that. If you go to our onemartialarts.com, click on the blue virtual learning button. It takes you to the virtual learning page with all of our class schedules. Everything's there. And of course, the password they know individually. And if somebody shows up that knows the password that is not paying a membership, we reach out to them. We absolutely do. And ultimately, if you're there and they keep doing it and they are neglectful of that, you just remove them from the room, sir. But I think what's important with that, Sensei Mish, is that you make it an easy access, easy entry, and they're able to get in there, get into a Zoom class quickly and participate. Right? You make that barrier, and I see people do that. I'm password protected, waiting room. We monitor. So if some sicko shows up in our room by accident, boom, we're on it. We're on it because the instructor's teaching. So you want that second person monitoring the room, Sensei Mish. That's really important. And of course, you put them all in a waiting room, sir. So if somebody shows up to a Zoom class and they're in the waiting room, right, and they don't belong there, then you can type into the chat privately, hey, Johnny, is your mom around? And that could be another conversation. But see, we're too busy teaching, so we don't do that. We'll just make note of it and then reach out to mom after and say, hey, your membership expired on this date, and I notice, you're actively coming to classes, so we need to re-enroll the child. Yeah. I hope that helps, right? Nah, don't change the ID. Don't do any of that. I wouldn't. And if you want to know more about Profit First, just reach out to Letitia at LC Accounting. All right, K1, next one, sir. Okay, so let me press the button. Is there a button here? Where is the button? This is a new thing we're doing. There's a button here somewhere, right, K1? Where is the button? Be Live's getting pretty cool. Where's the button, man? I didn't see a button there. All I saw was somebody's cell phone. Are you fixing that? Are you working on that? Cool. So while K1 fixes that, oh, ding. It's just like the title. Right, but there's no arrow. Hit play. I understand that, but how can I hit play if there's no arrow on the video? So put it in there, buckwheat. At the bottom. Good. Put it in there, sir. There's nothing at the bottom. At the bottom. I don't see a slide in there. Oh, there it is. Okay, so it was way over on the far right. The video stream. Yeah, well, and then fix that there, sir. Okay, here we go.
Professor Chris Gehring with Inspire Martial Arts. My question for you on Success Never Sleeps is, for example, when you have 10 people on Success Never Sleeps, everybody gets the same experience.
Whoa, look at that, K1.
And at the end of the trial month, everybody gets the same usually 6 to 7, sometimes 8, but on average 6 to 7 at the end of the trial month, on with the full program. Usually 6 to 7, sometimes 8, but on average 6 to 7 will stay around. And that's a great question. Is it just the parents don't see value in the program,
stay, they're going to continue on with the full program.
What's the question?
There's no value there because those other people enrolled. Is it because they just can't afford it? And that's a good example too. Maybe they can't afford it, but I've seen some people where the parents are doctors and lawyers and they still don't let their kids
in the program,
and it's just
which is hard to believe. There's no value there because it's other people enrolled. Is it because they just can't afford it? And that's a good example too. Maybe they can't afford it, but I've seen some people where the parents are doctors and lawyers and they still don't let their kids continue. And it's just very a frustrating thing we go through. We know we did a good job. And it's kind of how do we move on past that? Try not to take it personally because you're putting your heart and soul into everything you do. I'd love to get your feedback on this, and I'm sure everybody else may have the same question.
Man, was there a question in there somewhere? Was there a question or was that a statement? To be honest with you, we don't spend a lot of time on that. It's the God honest truth, right? It's kind of like if you date somebody and they say, I don't want to date you anymore. Do you spend time dissecting and bisecting and going through it? No, man, you move on, right? We understand that is life. I accept with all humility that I love martial arts and maybe not everybody else does. I understand that sometimes we're the best fit for people and other times we're not. And that's okay. That's okay. I think what I want to keep constantly spending my time and effort on is refining that experience. If you do a 4-week trial or a 2-week trial or a 30-minute privates before you enroll them, what is your trial process? And we've changed ours tremendously. It's real simple. When you enroll, it's 4 weeks and a uniform for $99. It's what we do online virtually. But check this out. It's automatically set up and they know this. As soon as that 4 weeks ends, they go right into a membership, either once a week at $169 or twice a week at $209. It's up to them to cancel it within that 1 month. And of course, we have emails that let them know, hey, your trial's almost up. Please be mindful. It's going to go right into a membership. If you don't want that to happen, you don't want to be charged, let us know. So I think what we're finding, Chris, in our situation, we're getting much better leads, because if you're willing to put down $99 and spend 4 weeks with us, knowing that you've already made the commitment to go into a once-a-week membership or a twice-a-week membership, you're ready to participate. You really are. You really are. So I know we beat ourselves up. I know we take it personal. This person didn't enroll. What did I do wrong? Sometimes it's just not meant to be. So instead of dwelling on that, which I can hear in your question, we take it personally because, we do so well. And I wouldn't dwell on that at all. I think there should be a process in place. And I'm always thinking, how can I make this better? How can I make that better? It's a constant, that Kaizen theory. So instead of focusing on why, because people will do that. Why didn't you enroll? What could we have done better? It's like, when you do that, when someone breaks up, what did I do wrong? I can do it better. That does not help. I simply thank them so much for allowing us to serve them for the month. And if there's something we could have done better, please let us know. And if they ever want to continue their martial arts journey, then please know we're right here with our arms wide open. We'll send that in a postcard. We have it in a postcard and an email, right? I think that's important because it's already awkward. And people will tell you, my husband doesn't want it, or it's not good timing, whatever. Are they ever going to really tell you the truth? It's no different than someone looking at you going, it's me, not you. It's me, not you. I don't think anyone's ever going to tell us the truth. And does the truth matter if you're committed to the Kaizen of constantly improving what you do, Chris? That's where I would put my focus. Not on, why didn't they sign up? Now, if that data, though, why they didn't sign up helps me improve my process, that first month experience, then so be it. I'll take that. But I never want to make the client feel awkward or uncomfortable. Because then that's the person, when you're walking in the mall, they see you, they jet the other way. If you do well, you should be able to walk through town and see someone go, hey, how you doing? Because we don't take it personal. It may not be a good fit and they just simply may not want to do it. They kick the tires, they test drove the car, and they decided to do something else. It could be that simple, sir. But you can just go crazy trying to dissect and bisect that to figure out why, right? That's something I would spend my time with. Next question, sir. At what age or rank do you allow students to spar and why? Alan, we allow students to spar when they're a yellow belt. So after you spend 3 months in our school and you're in our youth karate program, and that's average age begins at about 7. So after 3 months, you can spar. The big thing when people ask me that question, at what age do you allow them to spar? It sounds to me like some secret stuff, or it sounds like you spar and people get hurt, right? See, when people ask me that question, and I don't know Alan, I don't know who Alan is at all, but when people ask me that question, at what age or rank are they allowed to spar? Because we spar to kill, it's death, and we hurt people. That's what I would analyze more. I would ask myself, is my sparring program safe? Is it age appropriate? Right? Like when we spar, our yellow belts get to do the kicking and punching. Nobody hits them back for the first month or so because we want them to get used to that. Right? There's a process, and if you bring them up right, you'll be in a real good shape. You know, he's got a great sparring program, retention-based sparring with Chris Rapult. If you get it's a Maya program or Century program. Chris is very cool. He was a great point fighter, competitor for many years, and he does non-contact sparring. Then they do controlled sparring at 30%, and then they do it, with the instructor cueing and them off, and then they free spar. So, when I grew up, it was like, hey, new white belt, kick the crap out of him. If he comes back the next day, he can hang with us. So I think that would be the better question, because I get that question quite common, Alan. And when they ask me that question, then I go, well, what kind of sparring do you offer? Is it safe? Is it age appropriate? And does it bring them up and not just simply knock them down? Because we know, Alan, a number one reason why people quit is because they're getting hurt in sparring all the time. And one thing Chris said that was so profound, says, imagine at the time when Tom Brady was still with the Patriots. Imagine if every time a football team went to practice, it was a full-on game. Nobody would make it to Sunday, right? Nobody would make it to Sunday. But I know, because I grew up in the blood and guts era, every night you were fighting for your freaking life. You would step in there and spar with somebody. Hey, nobody's got anything to lose, right? Nothing to lose. We were poor in the ghetto, right? Except the medical bill that went with it. So you would step in there, and there was always a sense of fear. There was always, because somebody could hurt you that quickly. Plus, we had no gloves, no headgear, no mouthpiece, and it was a very different time. And I don't believe that's healthy, right? You don't just simply stick a kid on a bike and roll him out there at full speed going down a hill who's never rode a bike. So I think that's really the bigger question, is we need to analyze our sparring, make sure it's safe, it's drill based. And the sparring aspect is actually pretty minimal. The actual sparring part, it's drilling, contact drills, things of that nature, much like a football team or a basketball team or any of that. I go to my son's private lesson for basketball. They drill for 50 minutes and they play a scrimmage for 10. Cool? Cool. All right. So everybody, if you shared this today, share the show, because we're giving away a 1 hour consultation with me valued at $300. Make sure, please, we have a lot of people here today. Share this, and I would greatly appreciate that, because you get a free coaching call with Brannon Beliso, $300 value, courtesy of our sponsors, My Studio, Kids Live Life Skills, LC Accounting. Hey, you know what? I got to let you know. We got the videos in for our disruptor contest. Anyone who has this disruptor t-shirt, you're supposed to make a video saying how you're a disruptor in your community, how Brannon Beliso has impacted your business, and post that video. What's going on there? What's going on? And then we're going to announce the winner next week, next Friday, and we're going to play everybody's videos here at the show. Okay? So I'm going to give you a chance. You have until Monday to get that video, and I'm going to extend it by a couple of days. All right? Wear your disruptor t-shirt. Tell how you're a disruptor in your community. Post your video, and we're going to rock it out. Cool? All right. Thank you. Next question, sir. I have heard one should not open a school until one is a great instructor. How do you know you're a great instructor? That I saw that posted. That's a silly question. I'm going to say it straight up. It's a silly question. Greatness is an illusion, right? It's an illusion. Nobody is great. I just can be better. And that humble mindset is where you should live from. I can always do and be better. If I'm not getting better, I'm getting worse. So if I'm constantly committed with humility that I want to serve my students at a higher level, then I'm constantly working on my skill set of being a great instructor. It's so, I saw that question. I was like, It's just a conversation piece for social media so somebody can. Do we have a lot of women here? You know, my pee-pee's bigger than your pee-pee type thing, right? The minute you put in there, how do you know you're a great instructor? Me, I'm great because. Da, 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 da. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Can I say that? Stop it. Knock it off, right? Just have a humble mindset and be committed that I can always do and be better. I can always do better. And we talk about, I live from the white belt mindset. I'm a learner. Then you strap on your 1,000 degree belt. Some guy sent me something the other day and I thought it was a joke. And I kid you not, in his title, he had like 20 names. I kid you not. And I showed it to K1 and I went, is this for real? Then I clicked on his Facebook page and he was for real. And it went on like great grand master, head of the Dragon Society, the Soki, Uke, Ruke, Duke. And it went on. And I kid you not, he had 20 or 30 names in his whole title, and that's not what we're here to do. I am not. At least I'm not. I can only speak for me. I'm here to serve the community. And as we came into this pandemic, I said, we're a brand new school. I'm a brand new school owner. So I need to wake up every day and treat this business like it's a brand new business. And I am so grateful for the 4 kids that showed up in the cold parking lot yesterday. I'm grateful to the 600 that do virtual. I'm grateful we get to do a black belt test this Saturday. I'm grateful every student that chooses to stay with us, that writes the review, that interacts and engages, because I'm that type of hungry. You know what I mean? A brand new business owner. I am so hungry, 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 hungry. So hungry. You give me a Ritz cracker, I make it taste like a steak. So it's that mindset that really helps me. And I say this all the time. And you can write this one down. Take this one, Mike. You can have this one. I am a great instructor because I'm an even better student. There you go. Hey, after all that rambling, that's the answer, Mike. I am a great instructor because I'm an even better student. Write that down, tattoo it on your forehead, put it up. And if you can live that way, then you will always grow as a martial artist, as a small business owner, on and on, right? Training for me is a lifetime. Got it? Got it. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Next, yeah, it was a true story, and I kid you not, I won't repost it out of respect, but it went on. His title had to be at least 30 or 40 words, and I thought he was joshing me. Do people say that? You're joshing me, but he wasn't. When I went to his Facebook page, and God bless his soul, if that's what he believes is martial arts for him, rock and roll, man, rock and roll. Thank you, K1. Excellent, excellent. All right, next question, please. Okay. Let's see if I can do this right.
Hey, Brannon. This is Stacy from Pacifica, California. I guess I just wanted to not ask a question, but make a statement on how important customer service is, and basically you lose out and blah blah blah. And I encourage the staff members politely to could we possibly double check that information and make sure that that's the policy of the business. Like having the customer service and
make sure that that's the policy of the business. Like having the customer service and the information that your customer service people give, make sure it's accurate. Make sure it's following through with the customer ethics and mission statements and things like that. Because I feel that
they don't really know. They think that's the reason. So anyway,
the customer, you might question that and you might think, oh, well, they don't really know. They think that's the reason. So anyway.
Wow. You know what? I'm going to praise Be Live for a moment. Can I do that? Because this is a new feature. And once they get the kinks worked out, that's going to be kind of cool, right? I noticed the video's kind of lagging and doing weird things, but I'm just sitting there in awe going, you go Be Live. This is the platform we use, BeLive.tv. And it's great because as you see, we can throw in graphics and do all this cool stuff. So fundamentally what Stacy's saying, and I hear, is that she needs to write processes, number one, right? And then she needs to educate her team. so that they understand the different programs and the policies and things that are there. And there's so many different ways to do that. I don't know if I've had a Monday meeting with 3 hours going over policy. How uninspiring and boring is that? But what would it look like to have maybe a Slack channel where you're dripping it like an irrigation system and you're making it fun? Or you do, I don't know, something like, here's 3 questions. Whoever gets the answer right, I'm going to give you a $10 Starbucks card tomorrow, right? Or you do an e-thing through their app, and I'll add $25 to your, Starbucks app. Whoever can answer these questions the fastest. First one, what are our 3 top programs? Second one, how do we answer the phone um, to promote our mission statement? Third question, right? It really is. It really, really is. So that's what I'm hearing there. And then, of course, hire the right people, Stacy. Good to great Jim Collins, get the right people on the bus and get them in the right seat. I think cultural hiring is so much more important than statistical hiring. I'd rather have a B player in skills, but who fits my culture, because I can train him or her to be an A player. Give me an A player that doesn't get what we do, doesn't care what we do. It's a bad day. Classic example. We have a Japanese restaurant in our neighborhood. My wife was calling, trying to get something for the kids. So I went in there. I physically walked in there. And first of all, I stood there for like 10 minutes. That was a bad day. And of course, everything's takeout, right? And then second, I tell the woman I want some sushi, blah, blah, blah. She goes, well, it's going to be really long because the sushi chef is really busy. And this guy shouted at her in Chinese or Japanese. And I guess fundamentally what we're saying is, shut the F up. What's wrong with you? We're struggling here. And you're going to freaking tell a client I can't serve him? And then you could tell she got a little sheepish and looked back at me. Oh yeah, we'll be happily do it. That's an example. She shouldn't be working there at all, right? At all. Like I said, I'm standing in a parking lot freezing and I'm thanking these parents profusively, almost on bended knee, that I'm so grateful you chose to come out here, right, in the cold and make this happen. That's really the difference. But leadership-wise, Stacy, you project that, you exude that. And course correction is fine. I had one person quit on me many moons ago because she felt I was condescending. And then I tried to share with her, no. You were on the phone. You didn't offer the right information. You're not educated. My job is course correction, right? And she didn't like it. She thought I was belittling and berating her. And I said, no, that's cool. And she quit. And that's okay too, because our culture is we will course correct in the moment, right? Especially with young people. You don't want to wait 2 days later and then you ask them the question and go, I don't remember that. So course correction is really good. Stace, you just got to make sure that you've done everything first, right? With writing those systems, training them in those systems. I mean, all of it. And I know you're really paying a lot of attention to that now. And as you do that, you'll find organically in a native way, your people will get it. Like I said at the top of this, to Nick, my team and I haven't had a whole lot of meetings. We communicate through Slack. We communicate individually. I'll say something to one of a team member, then I'll tell them to post it at Slack. So if I have a conversation with someone and it needs to get out to everybody, then they'll follow through and post it at Slack. And if I don't see it at Slack, that's a different conversation. And we're constantly doing that. But the average tenure of people who have been with me for 10 years or longer now. I really love my team. And that's why the core team, we've kept them on full salaries through this pandemic. I've taken a huge hit personally. Other than my personal bills, I have no profit, coming in through these 2 businesses. I do through my other investments, things like that. But in this business, all my bills are getting paid and that's it, right? That's it. So I think that's important. And the more you do that for your team, Stacy, the more you help them asking those questions like, how can I support you? That was really good. Can we add this in? Or why? Why do you believe that's the best answer to give the client? That type of appreciative inquiry versus finger wagging and accusation and putting your team on a defensive. I don't know. I'm not saying that you do that, but that's why I would see what we're talking about, this very native organic culture that's every day. That's why these 3-hour meetings on Monday, stick a fork in it. That's so played out, right? It's so played out. That's the most boring way to start the week. How many people that have jobs that sit there like they're going to freaking Disneyland. Whoa, we got a Monday meeting for 3 hours. I can't wait. Name one person you know that's ever said that. None. Zero. But if your team members feel supported, they feel empowered because you have processes, you have systems in place, and they have autonomy. They have the autonomy to create, to ask questions, to implement things on their own. That's empowerment. That's fulfilling a purpose. And people come up with stuff all the time, and I'll look and go, who did that? Why'd you do that? And they'll get defensive. I know, I think it's cool, man. It's cool, but can we put the why of live your best life behind that somewhere? And we rock and roll. See, I welcome that. I welcome that creative input, right? I do. I really, really do. Cool. All right. How we doing on time? Wow, we're just rocking and rolling. Cool. Next question, please. Victor, I run an MLM business, which is always dependent on meeting new people. In my area, people are not engaging at the moment. How do I get in front of new people to grow my business and team? Can someone tell me what MLM is? I don't know what that acronym is for. Can somebody put it in the comments, K1? Let me know. What is MLM? It's obviously important or it wouldn't be there, right? Anybody? What is MLM? And while we're waiting for that, I'm going to give you a couple of examples. Multi-level marketing. I get it. Well, we're witnessing, right? We see all over our industry that whole health thing that's going on with the dieting, right? With the dieting. You have people posting before and after pictures. You're having people posting memes about the value of nutrition. You have people posting, videos of here's an example of eating healthy. And all of it's to get you to one thing, to buy their products, eat their products, lose some weight, and then eventually, because it's multi-level, roll you into being a health coach. Okay? I'm not into multi-level marketing personally. I don't like Shackley, Amway, any of those things because, again, to me, it's like a pyramid scheme. It's multi-level marketing. I don't believe for me, it's what I want to do. Cool? All right. But I think the key thing is, Victor, you got to go where people are at. Brilliance, the brilliance. Here's a small example. I posted this. I go by this one mall and outside in the parking lot is this big funnel cake guy. Right? Looks like it's from a freaking fair. And we know there were no state fairs this year, right? There were no gatherings like that. And he's got a line out the freaking door because where are people at? They're safe outdoors. They still want that freaking funnel cake. You position yourself, you get the funnel cakes. Another guy, his restaurant, tanking, couldn't do indoors, only could do takeout. What did he do? He leased a couple food trucks from people that weren't able to go out. And he posted these food trucks where people are at. So you got to go where the people are. So if you're talking right now, you can't engage people because of the pandemic, then you have to say, where are the people at? Virtual, social media. So you need to cultivate a tribe there. You should at least have a business page. You should at least have a group page. And you're constantly doing what? Jab, 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 jab. Benefit, 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 benefit. Why am I knowledgeable on this subject? Why is it good? And then once you build the relationship and you earn that trust of somebody, then you might, with a soft sell, and I'm going to use that for the lack of a better word, Victor, offer them that ability, right? I don't want to do multi-level marketing. I get hit up from that all the time from people. It's not my thing. So I don't do it. Well, you have so much influence. You have a huge following. You can do da, 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 da. I don't want to do that. I'm not passionate about it. It's not my purpose. Done day. Some people love multi-level marketing. They love it. It's their thing, right? It's their thing. So the big thing is go where people are at. That's what I'm going to tell you, okay? You got to go where people are at. Oh, K1, post up the next video. My computer's going to run out. Man, I didn't put the cord. Don't go anywhere. Somebody talk amongst yourself. Talk amongst yourself. Hey folks, if you're a parent like me, you'd have to admit some of this online learning is really challenging for our kids, right? Then let us give your child the virtual focus, the virtual discipline, and the virtual confidence they need to succeed with all of their online learning. My team and I, we are committed and passionate about virtual learning. and over 600 families come to us currently so that we can help their child be resilient and adaptable in this brave new world. So click on the offer below and let's help our kids succeed with all of their online learning. Okay, I'm back. All right. Did you just play that commercial, K1? Everybody see this piece? Play it for me again. I'm gonna talk about this since we're here. You do that, K1? Oh yeah, and the sound worked. Good. Hey folks, if you're a parent like me, you'd have to admit some of this online learning is really challenging for our kids, right? Then let us give your child the virtual focus, the virtual discipline. What the heck's going on there, K1? Anyways, confidence they need to succeed with all of their online learning. My team and I, we are committed and passionate about virtual learning. And over 600 families come to us currently so that we can help their child be resilient and adaptable in this brave new world. So click on the offer below and let's help our kids succeed with all of their online learning. Well, that really sucked. We'll figure that out. I think it's because I'm broadcasting at home and my kids are at school. We have pretty good internet here, but down at the school we're hardwired. And I got like this big giant router from Comcast and we upgraded. So anyways, I posted that commercial and what I want to do with that is create a dialogue. So I said there, let's write some great copy together. So take a look, find it wherever it's at, Disruptor page, the Brannon page, and start writing copy. Because I want you to become, again, who are you? You're a free thinker. You're a thought leader. You're a critical thinker. That's the goal. I got to teach you to fish, not give you a fish, okay? So find where it's at and start posting your comments because I want to write copy for it collectively to help us define what is good copy and what isn't. Remember, I don't want a lead. I don't want a trial. I don't want a student. What do I want? Relationships. So how can I do that? Right? And if I finish with always a call to action, not a good day. In this case, that's what we chose to do. But we also have pieces running around. If you look, we have video pieces, reviews, where we're trying to earn people's trust. So we're showing different things. You have to tell a story. And to run a Facebook ad just for brand awareness without selling anything, that's really cool. That's super cool, right? It's really cool. It's like, imagine this. Back in the day, you go to a nightclub. You hook up with somebody, right? I don't drink, but you buy her a drink. You dance all night. You have such a good time. At the end of the night, you don't ask for her number. You just say, it was really awesome. Hopefully I'll see you again. And you bounce. You know she's going to be thinking about you for the next couple of days. She can't wait till the next time to come to the club. So it's the same thing here. If everything is, it's like the guy who goes in the nightclub and he goes from girl to girl to girl. You want to dance? 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 And it's a numbers game. That's what salespeople do. They got this little, psychology strategy, how to attack people. And they go boom, 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 boom. That's why, can you believe that? If 1% reply and sign up, that's your good ROI. I think it sucks. If that's a good ROI, I'd rather invest in one person. Think about it. 500 leads, whatever that 1% is, blah, blah, blah. You end up getting one student out of 100, right? If it's 1%, okay, one student out of 100. Wouldn't you rather find one person you believe would be a great fit for your school and spend your time nurturing that relationship? What about that? You see where I'm going with that? It's the same thing here. So with that piece in particular, I want to write some copy together, okay? Can you do that? Find it and then start making comments. Good. Yeah. And becoming that, and isn't that empowering, Jason? You're becoming a better storyteller. I know Virginia's becoming a great storyteller. Don't you guys feel good about your brands, right? And don't you feel good that you're saying it and you're being honest and transparent? And whether you win, lose, or draw, you're saying it based upon what you believe is the culture of your school. Isn't that great? Isn't that freaking great? Don't you feel good about that, right? I think that's so empowering. And you as a small business owner who needs to do all of this, doesn't that feel great? Tell me. Yep, jab, 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 right hook. I read that book so many years ago, Sensei Mish, but it's gone. Now he's saying jab, 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 jab. Is it the right time? Not yet. Jab, 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 jab. Now is the time? Let me look. Am I being really aware of their needs and who they are? Okay, right hook. You see how that's changed, Sensei Mish? And Gary Vee will talk about that all the time. When I wrote that book, this is where I was at. But today, it's much different. It's much different because people are savvy. They get fake stuff. They know when you're not authentic. They know when you're reading from a script. That's why I'm so against sales scripts. Throw them out, right? Well, I want to be a better salesperson. No, be more caring. Well, how's that going to help me sell? Be more empathetic. How's that going to help me sell? Be more patient. How's that going to help me sell? Well, any relationship you're in, if I'm more patient, caring, and empathetic, I have a better chance of a long-term relationship that somebody wants to be in with me. You feel me? Boom. All right. Yep. Another great book is Knowing What You Are For. Okay, cool. Cool. Yep. All right. Next question. And we're almost done. We're almost out of time, folks. 3 minutes. Last question. My wife and I own a restaurant, and we have been fortunate enough to be still doing well. We had always had plans to open a second location. Is this the right time now, or should we wait? I don't know where you are in the country, right? If you're somewhere like Texas or Florida or South Dakota where things are wide open and your restaurant's doing really, really well, then I don't want to base it upon the pandemic. I'm going to tell you what I do know. All right. Open a second location, whether it's martial arts, restaurant, anything, if you have at least 6 months of surplus for that second location. You have build out costs. And most important, you have that key player. See, I didn't open Millbrae until TJ made the commitment that this is what he wants to do with his life. And I said, wow, young man, you're going to make that commitment to me? We can't pay you the money you deserve with one location because the profit's mine. But what I will do, I will open up a second location. I will go in there myself and I will grow that thing quickly, train a team, get them geared up, and get you up to the pay you deserve. And then I'm going to step out, which I did. So the motivation has to be there. First of all, so you got to have the key players. You got to have the money, right? And I don't mean shoestring budgets. I get not, we all did that with the first one, right? Shoestring budget. Don't do that with the second one. I opened the first location with $40K. I opened the second one with over $300,000. The sign alone, I spent $16,000 on that sits outside Millbrae, right? San Francisco, we couldn't even afford to hang a banner at the time. I would never recommend starting a business like that. So really, making sure all your ducks are in a row. That's really it. And now, so when is the right time? When all those things happen. Because I live by saying, when's the right time to get in the stock market? Now. When's the right time to buy real estate? Now. When's the right time to open a business? Now. Right now. The longer you wait, the longer it's going to take to grow and build it. So rents are cheap, right? And we will turn around. We see the vaccine is there. Things are happening. They really predict by the summer. The summer is really when things are going to start getting more fluid, and whatever the new norm is going to look like will happen. So there's no right or wrong there, sir. Just make sure, because I'm a data guy, that all the data is in place that says green light, green light, green light to open that restaurant. Cool? All right. So let's wrap this big dog up, man. It's been a great day today. What a great day. Today's show was the questions, the input, the disruptive behavior. I appreciate all of it. All of it. Emergency alert. State of California, all Bay Area counties now under state stay-at-home order. This builds on previous orders. COVID-19 is spreading rapidly. Stay home except for essential. Keep your distance. Visit. Yeah. And we've looked into that already. So we know we can still do outdoor classes and we can still do distance learning camp. But guess what we've been able to do all along? Virtual. 600 strong and growing. Cool? All right, so let's wrap this up. Let me thank my sponsors first before we announce the winners of the show. I want to thank my studio, Cutting Edge. And I know my studio gets some gruff from the industry because they have a lot of growing pains. But you know what I love? that they're willing to take chances, right? They're willing to fall on their face. They're willing to implement things. They're willing to do the things that most other people are not willing to do. And I want to thank Kids Love Life Skills. We're moving to a subscription-based model. We're looking at January, but I think it's going to be more realistic in February. You're going to want to move into the subscription-based. Why? One-on-one phone calls with the team. Discounts to all of my events, discounts on product, social media posts. We have so many things in the work. Videos to support you, all new things, because I really want to move that more into a relationship-based model than simply a store where you buy product. Okay. And the Kids Love Life Skills deserve that. And LC Accounting. My sister's great at what she does. She's a martial artist, so she gets us. And I would definitely, if you're looking for an accountant or a bookkeeper, I should say, look at LC Accounting. Cool. All right, K1, let's tune in. Who's our winner? Oh, who's our winner today? Who's going to win the coaching call? The coaching call with me, $300. Boom, 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 boom. Sensei Mish. Oh, man, Sensei Mish, you are the winner. Winner, chicken dinner. Make sure you reach out to K1 Sensei Mish and you book that, and so that we can get that in, especially with the new year, sir. You definitely want to do that, yeah? I would. All right, so what are we going to do? We're going to take our Disruptor t-shirt. See that? I love this new shirt. This is so cool. It's really cool. Plus, it's black. We're going to make a video and post why you're a disruptor in your community and why and how Brannon Beliso's influenced you. I'm going to extend it only till Monday. And the next Friday show, we're going to play all the videos and we're going to choose our winner. Cool? All right, last chance. I'm going to give you 2 days. Action takers will be on it. Those who don't, they don't. But it's going to give you 4 hours of consulting with me, right? And I love discovery. I love think tanks. I love just cultivating because they're free. It's free thinking, right? And anybody who says, I can't, I won't, it's impossible, I don't even want, that's not a discovery meeting. That's not free thinking. That's just, hey, I have a lot of excuses. Because what do I say? Successful people are just willing to do what unsuccessful people are not. Cool? Yeah, thank you for the congratulations to Sensei Mish. Yes. Awesome. Yeah. And my studio fits your values. Thank you, Adam Parker in the UK. And he's really taught us, my studio's taught us we don't need to pay $200-300 a month for a CRM system. It's insane. Look at Salesforce, right? One of the biggest CRM companies in the world. They're going, $19 a month, folks. It's all you need. Because what does a CRM system really do? Right? What does it really do? It gathers information. It takes payments. You can do email flows, push notification, texts, right? Track their payments, their belt rank. It's pretty basic. And if you really get in tune with what you need based upon your values, keep it simple. And we know it's much like Photoshop. I have Photoshop. I can use like 5% because that's what I use. So I don't spend the time learning the other 95%. I believe a lot of these CRM systems charge you an arm and a leg, and they give you a bunch of stuff you don't need. And they do it halfway, right? Nobody can do email flows better than MailChimp or Constant Contact. So why not just export a, CVS file? CVS or CSV? CSV file? I always get that mixed up because of the pharmacy. You export it, throw it into MailChimp, and do your mails, right? So be very mindful about that, as I am. That's why third-party apps are so big. You don't want one thing to do everything because they probably are half-assing everything in the process. Cool. So I won't get to see you guys. Next Friday is Christmas, and I won't be here next Friday because it's Christmas. Happy birthday, Jesus. Anybody willing to say that with me? Happy birthday, Jesus, right? So I won't see you next Friday, but, I love every one of you. And people go, well, you don't know me. I do love you because that's what we're supposed to do for one another. The fact that we all share the love of martial arts and we share that we want to do better and we want to be better and we want to make a difference in people's lives. I got nothing but love for you. Absolutely. So I want to thank you so much. Have a happy holidays. Happy birthday, Jesus. I love you guys. Please know that we're going to get through this freaking thing. But what do you need to do? You need to serve people. You need to keep moving forward. You need to keep your chin up. You need to stay positive. You need to stay grateful. And most of all, you got to live your best life. I'm Brannon Beliso. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys. Wow, do I get to see them next week too? No, I don't get to see you for 2 weeks, K1. Oh man, because then it's New Year's Day. So I'll see you in the New Year's. I'm Brannon Beliso. Until we talk again, please. You go out there. You go out there and do what? You live your best. Oh, where's my slide? There it is. Live your best life. Hey folks, Brannon Beliso. Are you living your best life? Welcome to another episode of Success Never Sleeps, sponsored by My Studio, Kids Love Life Skills, and LC Accounting.